gentlemen. Welcome to the Migrant Careers Support Trust. This is today a webinar on careers in real estate with none other than the industry leader, Don Ha. A little before I introduce Don to you, a little about our trust. So we are a non-profit charitable trust where we help support migrants to settle into mainstream careers of New Zealand. So it's not about getting your first job. What we try and do is expose you to different career avenues, different opportunities which are available. What are the do's and don'ts, and how do you become successful? So it's all about getting you on the success ladder. And the reason we requested Don today was that if Don has a 27-year experience. If you want to get encouraged by anyone who has seen success and also worked hard, then it is Don. He's been a migrant and he's seen success like no one's business, and we are very lucky to have him with us. So welcome, Don. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Gary, and thank you for the opportunity as well. And look, welcome everyone today on today's webinar. And this is really exciting. I did not realize that I'm going to be talking to an audience that's looking for opportunities, and especially for migrant support, because I came here in 1980 as a refugee from Vietnam as a 12-year-old boy, and I speak no English.
Oh my God.
And,
okay.
and therefore, I know what it feels like to be you right now. The fact that you are older than me, than 12-year-old, because we don't have any 12-year-olds on this audience, okay? I was 12 when I come here, and I didn't speak English, and I live in a house in New Zealand house in Otara. And I had disadvantages, because my disadvantage was being a 12-year-old, go to school here, and I failed my fifth form career because I had to do it second year. I failed my sixth form. So I never have any degrees at all in this country, okay? I only got the sheer willpower, hard work, loyalty, respect, and determination to become successful.
Wow.
So as I left school, and I have to work for my family business, to be working in the bakery, and the bakery environment is 72 hours a week. I guess it's no different to work in the dairy business. It's even longer. And I didn't like working in the bakery because, when you're young, you don't want to be tied down for 72 hours in a shop. So one day a real estate agent came along to my shop and said, and he was dressed up like me today. And I said, "What do you do for a living?" He said, "I'm a real estate agent." And I said, "How many houses have you sold this week?" And he said, "I sold 2. And I said, "How much commission do you get?" He said, 12,000. That was in 1994. Wow. And I said, "Wow, 12,000. And I said, "That means I sell 2 houses a year. I can have 6 months off work." That was my motivation, was to sell 2 houses a year and get the dress up and to look good, and did that. So my first slide here is to give you the idea, why did I get into real estate? Okay. So I was 26-year-old at the time.
Okay, sorry, Don, before you start your presentation, can I just give a formal introduction about you so that everyone, who doesn't know you can also know. So a quick formal introduction of Don. So Don Ha is the CEO of Remax New Zealand, the master franchisee of global enterprise Remax that currently has 140,000 members in over 116 countries. Don is also the CEO of franchisee Remax Revolution, with its offices in Newmarket, Manukau, and Howe. Don is one of the most familiar faces in New Zealand real estate. His 27-year career in the industry has included making millions and winning top awards, even going through into receivership and climbing his way back out again. So Don Ha Project Marketing has achieved international recognition in 2020 as the global #1 sales unit across Remax network of 135,000 plus agents and more than 115 counties and territories. Remax New Zealand has been recognized as #1 performing region internationally this year. Don Ha's attitude to growth inspires others to grow with him, as he is driven to create a legacy for everyone who's connected with him and Remax New Zealand. He's moving towards his personal goal of 100 offices and more than 1,000 agents across New Zealand in the next 3 years. Wow, that line really means something. The man who lives and breathes property and people has been awarded many times for excellence in real estate and has observed the success strategies of the world's greatest businesses and property minds. To date, he has personally sold more real estate than any other salesperson in New Zealand. So that's Donna for you, ladies and gentlemen. Over to you, Don.
Well, that's an incredible introduction. But I'm so glad it's a migrant presentation today because today, how many people we got in the audience today? Can you tell me?
So around 20 have already joined, Don.
Okay, so look, out of 20 people today in the audience, either going to be lucky 20 people or lucky one person or lucky two because you're going to choose to take this career path. Because you look at me now, I'm the CEO of Remax New Zealand, okay, in charge of 350 salespeople, 40 franchises, #1 global sales team in the world. But I came here as a 12-year-old speaking no English. You came here as an adult speaking English. You got a head start really off me. Start.
Yeah.
And now you got Don Ha talking to you directly how to start your career and how to change your future, not only for you but your family back home. Because if you migrant, you got family, uncle, auntie, parent, brothers, sisters back home perhaps. And by taking up this career, you could change everyone forever. And it's really, really important that you've got to take this opportunity, and you will see why as part of my presentation. So I'm so glad that you are here today and you are here to hear this message, because this is a life-changing moment for all of you if you take up the challenge, okay? So why did I choose to get into real estate? Okay, firstly, okay, you can work the hours that you want, you can work much as you want or less as you want. You love poverty, you got to love investments, financial freedom, okay? So financial freedom meaning that you can earn much money you want, or you can earn little money you want. In fact, you can earn more money than the prime minister, than the mayor right now of this country. You can earn more money than your doctor, your lawyers. You can earn more money than a CEO, because in selling, it requires your sheer determination, ability, hard work, and product knowledge, and respect your people that you work for. Okay, meet lots of people. You get to drive nice cars, because all successful real estate agents, you see them, they all drive nice cars and become a millionaire. Okay, right now become a millionaire. You got to think in your position as a migrant. You might think that you never become a millionaire. You think you become a millionaire when you're 50, if you're 26 now. I thought I was going to become a millionaire I wanted to become a millionaire when I'm 30. So I had early ambition. But as a migrant right now, you haven't got a job, or you work for someone and you haven't owned a house, and you think that become a millionaire, it's a long way away. But you know what? You can actually become a millionaire within 7 years if you're determined enough. Okay, you could become a millionaire in 3 years or 4 years if you're determined enough. So you've got to set the bar high, okay? So here we have this slide here, okay? Right now we're in a COVID world, and we making excuses that, hey, look, we can't do anything, and we can't do this, we can't do that because we're on this COVID world here. Well, we cannot let this crisis steal our entrepreneur's dreams. Okay, such as today, we are connecting with you. You don't need to see us. You are sitting from your home, your office, wherever you are, and we can get our message to you. So you've got to reinvent yourself. Okay, if you want to look for a job right now and you can't get an interview, we'll have a Zoom interview with somebody. If you have 10 Zoom interview with somebody, you're going to get a job somewhere. But if you're going to use that as an excuse, such as, oh, look, I ring up this company and they said they can't interview me because it's level 3. I ring up another company, level 3. Well, why do you suggest, can we do a Zoom meeting with you? Okay, all of a sudden the employer on the other side said, wow, this person is really smart. He or she is really pushing me for this interview. So let's give them this interview, because this person here is 1 out of 100. 99 of them said no, one of them keep on pushing us. So do not let this crisis steal the entrepreneur's dream, because if you do, you can't improve your position. This is the position that you need to be in. So here, this article here, you would have seen recently. It was the newspaper. They want to do an article on me, and look, I did not know that this article is actually viewed now over 100,000 times, go around the world. And look, it just tells the truth about me, my career, where I started from. when I first started working as a migrant, being Asian, working in a European company in real estate, my God, that in 1994, that was really intimidating. Why? Because you're an immigrant, your English is not so good, you work in a company full of Europeans, and you're selling real estate, and you don't know how to sell real estate. So then they put you back in the back of the room next to the toilet. Well, I chose to sit next to the toilet because there's no way else to be sit. But within a year, I became number one in the company because my sheer determination was to become number one in the company. And opportunity brings many other opportunities. So for example, this article here that went to South Africa, went around the world, and then next minute, the four books in New York, they want to do a book on me.
Wow.
They want to promote my life story through 39 million bookstores and 155 million readers a month. So now I'm working with them on a book deal. I don't know how long it's going to take, but at least I connect with them now. So therefore, if you're good at something, you've got to tell the story, you tell the truth. The truth will bring you a long way. But if you lie on the way and you're not truthful to yourself, your career is very short-sighted because you will be found out within 1 year or 2 years, and the third year you won't have a career. So on day one, when I started real estate, I always had the motto, I'm never going to be a beggar. Okay. What I mean by that is no one is going to intimidate me. No one is going to talk down to me, and I will not go out my way just because of money. I'm going to remain as me, the person that will do things the right way. And look at me now for doing the thing the right way. But you look at all the people you know in the past that do things the wrong way. Career is very short and they have a bad reputation, and then it's very hard to get back up. Reputation damage is everything. Okay. So here, if you got to look at yourself in the mirror and you got to have belief, It doesn't matter what people think about you. It's not important. It's what you think about yourself means everything. So when I want to become a real estate agent, I tell you what happened. Okay, in 1994, Winston Peter was anti-Asian, that period. And then here's an Asian man working into a company trying to sell real estate. Okay, my father said, you can't make it. I said, why? He said, well, our family accountant works in the same company and he was born here and he can't make it. What can you do to make it? And then my whole Vietnamese community said, I can't make it. And then so they all want to prove me wrong, so they don't want to do business with me. They want to see me fail. They want to see me that they were right. So I had this attitude was that most Vietnamese people and same as Indian people, that they will buy a house and they'll stay there forever, so they don't resell. So therefore, if I rely on my family alone, I'm going to go broke. So I had that mental attitude that I'm not going to rely on my family or my communities. So I went in and with this self-belief that I can make it on my own. My parents didn't believe me, my brother, sister, my community, no one believed in me. Can you imagine that? No one believed in me that I can make it. But in today's world, when you come and join any company, they give you support, they give you training, they give you everything for you to make it. But in those days, no one believed in me. In my first year in real estate, I worked 72 hours a week.
Oh my God.
72 hours a week for the whole year. In fact, some week I work 84 hours. Now, the average sale price, the average sale per agent in New Zealand is 0.7 house per month. So that means a real estate agent in today's market does not sell one house per month. Okay. Now, on my first year without any experience, I sold 86 houses.
Oh my God.
That's 86 houses in 1994. Oh. Okay. Yeah, and 86 houses come to, in those days, they were only 50,000 a house, okay? So they come to 10.8 million.
Yes.
And today, those houses are probably 120 million now. But here's the thing. I was working in the bakery earning 30,000 a year at that time. And I was only wanting to earn 50,000 a year, if I can, working the same hours. But I asked the company boss, I said, how many hours does that number one person work in your company? And he said, she works 50 hours. And I said, I can beat her by working 72 hours. I didn't know that I have to have experience. All I know was if I work 72 hours, I beat her. Well, I did. I worked 72 hours. And in my first year, my earning This is where life-changing moment for you. My first year in real estate, I earned 220,000 in 1995.
Wow, that's
I couldn't
amazing.
believe it.
Yeah.
My paycheck for that 1 month
Yes.
was 53,000.
1 month.
I earned in a year, I earned in 1 month in 1994. More importantly, I become number one in the company and nationwide, number one straight away.
Mm.
Now, I didn't know I was that good until the company recognized me as number one. And then that's when I cried, because I realized that the ice barrier can be broken. Okay, your parents tell you can't make it, your community tell you can't make it, and against all odds, you'll be number one. And more importantly, the earning power of your mind can be removed because it's possible. Okay, very, very important. You've got to have that self-belief. Real estate, it's the best career right now in the world. Why? Because it pays the highest amount of money, and it requires only you, your intelligence, your cell phone, a car, and sheer determination of yourself. Nothing more. And look, what have you got to lose by giving it a go and work? Okay, so in earlier stage, I went to McDonald's, and when I went through the drive-thru at McDonald's, I saw this shop with like 70 staff working in there. And I said, one day I want to have a company or employ 100 people. That was when I was 19. Well, today, the company now provides employment for 350 people. Okay, I had early ambitions, but now I want to go to 1,000 people. And then I want to go to 2,000 because it can be done. So you've got to have big ambition. Don't let your mind, your surroundings control you. Because after all, we all humans, we all have a mind, and it's what goes in our mind is what comes out of our mind, isn't it? Very, very important. So who is real estate for? Real estate is for anyone and everyone. Okay, it doesn't mean that you think you in your 70s or 60s that you're too old to start real estate. No, that's not the case. And if you're only 18 or 19, no, that's not the case. It's for everybody. And you cannot make a judgment call who's going to be good because you do not know. Okay, so you get like banker, insurance, lawyers, air crew, even air pilots and actors now become an agent. Okay, now some actors are very famous. Doesn't mean that they're going to get a following in real estate just because they're famous. It's not the case. And somebody with no name whatsoever, then he's got all the following. Why? Because he's got product knowledge, support, and he acts in the best interest of the client. So don't let your position discount your abilities. Okay, so are you good enough? Okay, am I got the right mindset? Real estate right now is like racing. Everyone has equal chance. So therefore, don't let someone that looks better than you, has got a nicer car than you, and have better background than you. No, that's not the case. It's equal. It's equal determination. Okay, so there's no limit to success in real estate. It's limitless. It's incredible. How many hours do I have to work? Well, you work long as you want, short as you want. How do I get paid? Well, firstly, you only get paid when you sell a property. Okay, so you're on commission only. And when can I go on holiday? Again, you go on holiday whenever you want to, because you control your own hours, you control your own destiny. That's the thing about becoming self-employed. So what's the advantage of being self-employed? Okay, right now, if you become self-employed, you've got a car, petrol running costs, cell phone, go out for coffee, travel costs. You can claim all that GST back. Okay, for example, you've got a $100,000 car, you can claim, 15,000 GST. If you've got $50,000 car, you can claim 7,500 GST. If you complain the petrol price right now is too high, well, you can get 15 cents, 15% off the petrol because you're self-employed. So, but if you're an employee right now, you can't claim all of that because the company takes advantage of you. So you become an independent employee right now. For example, in this current COVID case, if you become a self-employed agent or self-employed, you can get the government subsidies right now, $600 a week because they're helping self-employed people. But if you're an employee, well, you don't get that advantage. Okay, so that's an immediate advantage for tax purpose and things like that. You work the hour you want to work and you get all of that right off. how much money can you make? Well, you can make much as you want. Okay, so whatever money you make right now, regardless of whatever money you make right now, try to make that in a month. Okay, you make 50,000 a year, 100,000 a year. Your ambition should be one day I'm going to get paid my salary in 1 month, because it's all possible. I have done it for all of my agents. They all have achieved that. Okay, getting 50,000, 20,000 a month, that's very common, very normal. Okay, if you're good, that is, but if you're not so good, then you would earn a minimum wage and it will stress you out. So self-discipline is really, really important in this industry. And then what type of car can you drive? Well, the more money you earn, the more nice car you drive. Why? Because the company expense or your own personal expense is only your car, your cell phone, and what food you can eat in your travel. So if you earn $1 million a year, well, if you don't buy a car, then you pay more tax. If you buy a car, you pay less tax. So that's why you see successful self-employed real estate agents drive nice cars, because if they don't, they just get more to the tax department. So don't blame them for driving nice cars.
By the way, Don, this was one of the most interesting slides I found. Very good way of motivating us.
So in the very beginning, I drive Toyotas. I drive Vitaras because I had no money. So I drive 1.6 liter BM, 6 liter Toyotas.
Mm-hmm.
And then I find out when I put clients in the car, when it goes up the hill, I can't drive the car up the hill because it's not powerful enough. Then I went and changed the car to LPG because I thought I'd save petrol, but the LPG car doesn't have air conditioning, so it's summer, it gets too hot. Mm-hmm. So then in the end, I settled for the Suzuki Vitara because it's a 4-wheel drive and that's my favorite car for work. But these days, I drive the Range Rovers, I drive the BMW, I drive the Mercedes.
Yes.
And my wife drives the same car because you earn it, you deserve it.
Yes.
Okay, so think bigger. Okay, once you become a successful agent, you can actually have a team to work under you as well. That is like you're working in a business structure with a business structure, and you can become a millionaire by having millions of properties, and you have a business within a business. You can be a real good. You can have 3 or 4 assistants work under you, and you could for choice like 1 to 2 million revenues a year. It's an incredible business. Only requires your intelligence, determination, knowledge, hard work. That's it. You can earn more money than McDonald's.
Yes.
It's crazy. It's crazy.
Yes.
Okay, so right now, how is the industry affected by lockdown? Okay, you can see this is a picture on a new market. Okay, it's quite quiet, and look at these empty shops. It's been empty for quite some time now. So yes, these owners are really affected, these business here. But how do you reinvent yourself? You can't let it suffer, okay? I know it sounds hard to do, but once you know how to get out of certain situations, you focus on it. Stay focused, and focus on something and keep focusing on it, and you'll find a breakthrough. Because we would never expect to know Zoom. We would never expect to talk to this audience today.
Yeah.
If this lockdown did not happen, we reinvent ourselves. That's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So how does the income comparison to other people in the profession? As I said earlier, you can earn equal money or more money than your own prime minister. Isn't that cool?
That's cool, yeah. That's really cool. Very good way of putting it, yeah.
And you don't have to be pressured every day to go on the press and got it wrong and everyone criticize you and all sorts of things.
Yes.
And I want to bring this example about a doctor to you. Okay, so today you go to the doctor and because you got a headache. So you see the doctor for consultation and the doctor charge you $45 or $60 or whatever they charge you. And then the doctor turned around and said, what do you do for a living? I said, I'm a real estate agent. He said, oh, I want to sell my house. I said, yeah, no problem. Where's your house? My house in Epsom. I said, how much is it? I said, $2 million. I said, how much you charge me? Well, I'm going to charge you $40,000 for selling it. So here you go to see a doctor, you pay $45. And this doctor had to study for the past 7 years or 10 years to become a doctor. And then you turn around and charge them $40,000 because you study real estate for 8 weeks.
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense.
Yes.
Okay, it doesn't make sense, but this is just how real estate professional works. So it is a huge advantage for you.
Mm.
Okay, so the 3 steps to success. Talk to a real estate company and register your interests.
Mm.
Okay, so you got to study your real estate course for the next 8 weeks and you become an independent contractor. Okay, so really, really important where you want to start. Now, trust me, if you've got enough money to live on and you got sheltered and you got nothing to lose by become an agent, become an agent. Okay, why? It's because if you're working for your other job right now because you think you have to, well, you're going to be set backwards, okay? Because I can predict your income right now in the next 5 years. Okay, but become an agent is unpredictable. It could be in 1 year that you could earn all this money. So at Remax last year, we reinvent ourselves. We work with Taft College. So now we've got our own Remax Training Institute. So that means you want to become an agent with us. We provide you training through Zoom and through our head office here. And it will be every Tuesday for 5 hours. And then during that period, for the next 8 weeks, we will then interact with you. We will become a guest speaker, take your field studies, and then we'll provide you a position in certain branches of our branches in Auckland or nationwide. And the cost of that is around $2,000. And our next intake is in January next year. Right now, our intake is already full. So we do 4 of this intake a year. So we see this as a huge advantage. Or then you can go to, say, Open Politics and get all the skills. And there might be like $400 cheaper for their course, but you don't get this interaction with our team and our own personal success story with our agent and staff like that. So once you qualify, once you enroll, you study, and then after that, you become an agent, then you have to apply for a GSC number so that you can have the GSC advantage. We'll provide you employment contract, and then we'll provide you supervisor for the next 6 months to hold your hand, and we will teach you how to become an agent, and there's a lot more teaching than what you actually learn in class. So these days to become an agent is a lot harder now than what it was in 1991 because you just study 2 weeks and you get your license. But these days, you study quite a bit to get there. So they're making it harder to become an agent right now. But in some way, it's a good thing because it gets rid of a lot of the people who cheat to become a real estate agent in the past. Now you can't do that. You just got to study and be qualified. So what happens when you become an agent? Okay, you shadow another experienced sales agent so that you cannot sign a real estate sale purchase agreement on your own for the first 6 months until 6 months later you can. So we will provide you with all of that support. Okay, how to make money in real estate? Well, simple. Let's sell, referral, and repeat. Okay, have a business plan, set realistic goals and activity broken down on a daily basis, and also time management. I have a motto that if you work for the warehouse right now, it's quite simple. You work for the warehouse and you go and work for 40 hours. Well, at morning tea, you get like 30 minutes or 15 minutes. At lunch, you get half an hour. And then at afternoon tea, you get another 15 minutes. So every minute of the day, you've got to be productive. Now, to become an agent, you think you work for the warehouse. That means every minute of the day, you've got to be productive. You can't sit around, just drink coffee and check your Facebook and all that stuff. That is why most people don't make it, okay? You must be self-disciplined in your job and be productive at all times. Very important. Okay, so this is Remax World here. It's 120 countries around the world, 140,000 agents, and be able to be #1 globally right here in New Zealand. It's a lifetime achievement for myself personally. I always believe that I'm the best in the world.
Yes.
I got no one to compare against until I attend conference, and I hear other speakers say how many property they sold. When I look at how many I sold, I said, man, I'm better than that guy by far. So this year I've been recognized out of all those countries you can see there as the #1 global team.
Wow, that's quite an achievement. Congratulations.
And this here is our office in Newmarket. Okay, that's our Remax headquarters office. So if you are living close by in the city, wherever, you're most welcome to come to our office here. This is where we do all your training, your real estate training, conference, and all our broadcasts is from here. And these are locations of offices around the country right now. Okay, and during the lockdown last year, we opened one office every 3 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
So my question is, did the lockdown hold me back? It held most people back. But how do you open an office every 3 weeks? It's crazy.
Yeah.
But we managed it. We did it. We create incredible momentum growth.
Yes.
And our sales force has increased from 160 to 350.
Wow, that's huge.
In 14 months.
Yes.
Yeah. And look at this. I want to share this slide with you. In 1994, when I first joined real estate, my total stock that I had was 800,000. I had about 12 or 15 houses, total 800,000, right? And the commission was 32,000 in total if I sell everything. Today, look at what I achieved last year. 100 million sales in 1 month.
Wow, in 1 month. Wow.
In 1 month. Not in a lifetime, not in a year, in 1 month.
Wow.
Okay, so your mindset got to be think bigger and determined to get there.